all, it's Dr. Rebecca Barrett-Fox here, and I want to provide you with a quick overview of our syllabus. So get it out, either a paper copy or a digital copy. And if you have any questions, make sure you jot them down so you can email them to me. At the top of our syllabus, you'll see my name, my contact information. Email is the best way to reach me, and I'll respond to emails within 48 hours. We'll skip down a bit because some of this front matter I've covered in other spots in the class. Make sure you start our class with a copy of Neil Smeltzer's Theory of Collective Behavior. This is a classic text. The 2000 edition has a pretty nice introduction that puts the text in its historic context. And so this book lays a lot of the foundational theories out for sociology of social movements and collective behavior. Unfortunately, because it's older, it doesn't have a lot of contemporary examples. And so we will watch videos in class, under 5 hours of the videos for the whole semester, that illustrates some of the concepts that Smeltzer's talking about. One of those films is the film Selma, a relatively recent movie about the 1965 civil rights activity in Selma, Alabama. That is the only thing that we have in class that is not available for free. I just can't get it for free for us to use in Blackboard. So you will need to rent it, buy it, borrow it from the library, something like that. But you've got some time to get it done. It's not due until the end of the course, so you'll have 7 weeks to get it watched. The next part of our syllabus covers the coursework for the class. I'm going to just briefly highlight this because in the tour I give of Blackboard, I have a video tour of Blackboard. I explain some of these in more detail, but 5% of your grade is from small assignments that are really about you monitoring your own learning and me checking in on your learning. We call this an assessment, a secondary assessment, where I'm measuring what you're learning according to what you think you're learning. So it's helpful for me to get your thoughts and reflections on the course. And that happens in a couple ways. First, through the syllabus quiz, through an introduction of yourself to your classmates, a plagiarism acknowledgement statement. This is where you just agreed that you'll abide by the plagiarism policies of the university. And then at midterm, you'll record a brief video where you answer a question about our course content. And that also helps me verify your identity for class. The bulk of your grade this semester actually comes from you writing about what you're reading. These are low stakes writing assignment, but for each chapter that you read, you're going to write 750 words of notes on what you've read. We have a discussion board that's very narrowly focused in this class. You're going to choose one social movement or collective behavior, and you're going to keep your discussion board posts focused on that. So let's say it is marriage equality. So you are going to choose marriage equality. You're going to find an article each week, weeks 1 through 6 of the course, a news article, news item about marriage equality. And you're going to summarize it for us, and you're going to give us a nice summary of it. If you have any direct quotations from the source, you're going to put those in quotation marks and include a page numbers or paragraph number so we know where you found it. And in that way, you're going to build up your content knowledge about a social movement or collective behavior that is of interest to you. If two people choose the same social movement or collective behavior, that's just fine, but you can't choose the same news sources. So if two people are doing marriage equality, that's just great, but you've got to be putting in different or submitting to discussion board different articles. You're also going to read the articles that some of your peers post, and you're going to ask them questions about them. And that'll help them develop their own questions, develop their vocabulary, help them find new keywords, and push their thinking in new directions. Why are we doing that? Well, all feeds into our final. Our final exam has 3 components to it: an objective portion, a short answer, but the focal point here, the big points really come from a long essay. And the long essay focuses on the social movement or collective behavior you have focused on in discussion board. Everybody is going to get the same question. I'm going to ask you, apply X concept, which we're reading about in the book, to your social movement or collective behavior that you're studying. And so if you have read lots of news items about it, you're going to be better prepared to answer that question. You're also going to read 3 peer-reviewed scholarly articles on the topic and take notes over them as well. So the better your notes are, the better your sources are, the more prepared you're going to be for that final exam. Our grading system is pretty straightforward here. Our due date's always Sunday by 11:59 p.m. except for the week of Labor Day. I want you to have a genuine holiday that weekend, so we're going to push our due date to Tuesday. And the last week of class for all our AOS classes does end on a Friday. Policies, just to highlight a few of them, do read them in detail because they're all important to know, but I want to just call your attention to a couple. If you have a question that's technical and about Blackboard, call Blackboard support. Don't call me, because they're going to be able to answer it faster than I can. I'm going to have to look it up. They're going to know what it is. So you're going to get a quicker response time that way. This is an intensive class. We go at a fast pace. For most students, the most difficult part is the reading and taking notes. Give yourself the time to do that well. You've already paid for the class. You've already signed up for the class. If the difference between an A and a C in this class is an extra 2 hours a week, give yourself the extra 2 hours a week, because it is worth it. And you're worth it, and your education is worth it. You're going to understand the material better, get more out of it. And so do yourself the favor, give yourself the gift of time to be successful here. It'll take between 48 hours and a week for me to get your grading back to you. That really depends on the assignment. There is no extra credit for this course. Deadlines. Deadlines are really important to me, but so is your learning. And so if you miss a deadline, please don't write to me and say, Dr. Barrett-Fox, should I do the work? Because what that sounds like to me is, Dr. Barrett-Fox, I don't want to do the work unless I'm getting points for it. I don't really care about the content. I don't really care if I learn. I just care about the grade. And while I want you to care about your grade, I want you to care about what you're learning more. And so do the work anyway. Also, look at what we're doing here in class, what the actual work is. If you don't take notes over what you're reading, you're not going to do well in the final. So you're punished up here with a 0, but you're also hurting your grade down here. Right? If you don't do your discussion board posts, you're going to miss out points on here, but you're also going to miss out points on here because you're not going to be prepared for the final. So my goal for you is to be really confident that you understand the concepts that the book is laying out for you, and so are some of the lectures, and you're really understanding how they apply to the particular example you're focusing on. So don't miss an assignment. Always go back and do the assignments. To reward you for that, I will grade late work. I grade it after the semester is over, and I grade it at up to half credit. So you won't have a 0 that torpedoes your grade, but you do have to, you can't be turning in work late all the time. Another word about deadlines, because discussion board does not let me I can't set due date in Blackboard. I cannot set due dates for replies to comments in discussion board. So up here again, I can't set due dates for these things, which means they're not going to show up in your calendar. So I'm telling you now, it's on your syllabus, and I put it in each announcement to remind you to have these done by Sunday. I also can't assign points in discussion board for replies, but you'll see here two-thirds of your comments in discussion boards are replies to your peers. I can't grade those directly in discussion boards, so I will grade them holistically at the end of the semester. Other policies to know about: if there's a need for an extension, it would be very unusual, but if there is a need, let me know. I don't grant them 24 hours before a due date. So really the biggest favor you can do for yourself here is to prepare for something going wrong on a Sunday. As soon as your life gets interrupted on a Sunday and you try to email me for an extension and I'm not checking email and the deadline will pass, instead get your work done earlier so that you can absorb the inevitable challenges that life gives us. If you have a disability, make sure that Disability Services knows. They'll contact me and let me know what I should do about that. And then finally, plagiarism. It's really serious. Plagiarism is presenting someone else's ideas or work as your own. This could be taking their words directly or taking their ideas and not citing them. And that's super stupid, because in college we want you to cite things. That's what we want. And so if you're not citing things, we don't think you're smarter by not citing them. We think you're smarter if you cite them. So solving plagiarism, not plagiarizing, makes you look really smart to your professors. to prevent accidental plagiarism in this class, when you take notes in the book, if you're taking notes that are word for word from the book, put them in quotation marks, put the page number at the end of the line. Now you just moved from stealing the words from the book to letting me know I paid such close attention that I'm writing it down word for word. Same way with the discussion board. When you're summarizing anything that is directly from your source, you're going to put quotation marks, page number there. Same way with article notes. That will save you from the agony of plagiarism. And guess what? Your final essay, I'm going to ask you to incorporate direct quotations. So if you write them down while you're taking notes, write them down from those news items, write them down from your articles, you're going to be in better shape for your final essay. All right, that is our syllabus. If you have questions about it, please let me know.